Hey, welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I am your host, Hoot Hobbs. With me, as always, my right-hand man to the left, C. Wayne.
What's up?
And, of course, Mr. BT, Brennan Torres.
Word.
All right, today I'm going to tell the guys about something I saw on a Spider-Man trailer that kind of connects with what we talked about last week. And then we'll talk a little bit of college football. And but we're going to start the day out. Someone asked... I got an email this week that was like, hey, what's a song lyric that you feel like describes you? And obviously there's probably tons because music, you know, relates to a lot of different emotions and all this kind of stuff. But it can be funny, it can be serious, it can be whatever. So, you know, I'm going to have you start us out. See, Wayne, do you have a song lyric that describes you, that encompasses you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's by NF.
Okay.
I think the song is called Nate, which is his first name. And it's called You'll Make Up the lyric is, you'll make up a slogan, call it real, but feel like you're the fakest. So it's like putting on a front kind of, not that like you lie about everything, but like...
virtue signaling is what it sounds like. I mean...
yeah, it's like you're good at covering stuff, hiding stuff like a lot of pain or like whatever I've gone through.
Yeah.
I don't ever let it out really. I kind of hide it. No one could tell what I've gone through by looking at me.
Yeah, I would say I didn't take into context who was actually speaking the lyrics with NF. He usually has deeper, more emotional meanings behind it. I take it at face value sometimes, but yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
That's how I feel about it. I feel like the exact same.
Yeah, you feel like you like mask a lot of emotions and stuff.
I'm good at it.
No, I know.
Too good at it.
I would say, well, okay, but you learned at an early age. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I mean, you lost your daddy whenever you were really young, and you know,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But I mean, that kind of basically what I'm saying is that hardens you a little bit. You know what I mean? You went through something that I can't imagine going through. I don't want to go through, and you know, I'm 400 years older than you, but just maybe not. But
maybe like 15,
I think
16.
I don't even think it's that much, man. I'm not that much.
12.
Older. Yeah, I think so. You're 20. Yeah, you're 20. So yeah, I'm 12 years older than you. I'm only 32.
Nice. Old.
I'm still young. It's not funny. Anyway, Brandon.
All right, the song that I picked whenever you brought this up was J. Cole, Love Yours. And I don't know why this has been speaking to me a lot lately, but it just kind of sums up how I feel about pretty much life. For what's money without happiness, or hard times without the people you love? Though I'm not sure what's about to happen next, I ask for strength from the Lord up above. 'Cause I've been strong so far, but I can feel my grip loosening. Quick, do something before you lose it for good. Get it back and use it for good. And touch the people how you did like before. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, that's been helping me get through what's been going on in my life, my struggles, just day to day, wanting to make it on to the next next one. So you just got to kind of put it all in perspective, bring focus to what's important, and remember that no matter what struggles you're going through, you can make it through it and get to the other side.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff.
That's deeper than mine.
Okay, let's see here. I'm looking mine up because I don't want to mess up the words. And all right, so I actually picked one that's a little more recent, which is kind of different for me. I'd made the joke that I was going to do Dr. Dre. What's the difference?
Yeah,
between me?
Gross.
Yeah, right.
It's like 20 years old now.
Gross.
Yeah, actually, it is. It's 20 years old. It's a great song. Right?
Tons
It
of
is.
trash came from 2000. You can put me with it.
Well, okay. I was about to say, now what are you exactly trying to get at here? Because that's what I want to know.
It's the same thing. He can go in with me.
Huh? What?
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 What did he
I don't
say?
know. I feel like he's trying to say that things that came from that particular time period is trash.
That's what it kind of sounds like.
Well, if you got a problem with things that come from that particular time period, you got a problem with me, and I suggest you let that one marinate.
Marinate?
You got a problem with the way I say things, I suggest you let that one marinate. All right, anyway. So, I picked this song, Save Me Now, by Arthur Gunn. But anyway, it's just the first verse for me, man. I've been chasing the feeling, wandering alone, trying to find the meaning and a place to belong. Happiness is a dream, but I can't fall asleep.
Fergie and Will.i.am. Word.
No, sir.
Not even a thing.
Half the Black Eyed Peas.
But there were more? I thought that was it. Will.i.am and Fergie. That's the whole
only two
group.
that sang.
Taboo.
Oh,
And I feel like I'm disrespecting. There's one more, isn't there?
I didn't even know there was that.
But
There's more than two.
Honestly, there's Will.i.am and Fergie are the only.
that's the
two.
only ones that sing.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm probably Fergalicious. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody,
No.
nobody. All right, well,
Nope.
well, I don't need your validation anyway. So let's just.
You're not getting it good.
Okay, so we
More
played
like
the
Fergie
game.
singing the national anthem.
I would say we played the game, and I promise I'm not nearly. Oh wait, I just realized what you said, and that was
Them's fighting words, right?
bad. You saw it. I mean, everyone saw it. That was bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
I heard it.
It's
That was so
possibly
funny.
the worst rendition.
Yeah, if I thought about trying to find something, I don't know, like this pen here, just a regular old writing pen, and jamming it into my ears, man. It was so bad.
I saw the grimace on Seawayne's face as soon as I said it.
yeah.
No, it was sinfully bad.
Oh, it was bad. Just okay. Let's move off of that. So anyway, like I said, my lyrics come off super like sad, and like I don't want people to be like, oh man, we just listened to the show and we got to check on it. Like, you're not. I'm like, no, I'm good. Don't worry.
You good, bro?
Yeah, you good, bro? Let us know. Hey, you up? Like, what? Was the
I'm
last
up.
one? Yeah. All right. So
You up?
anyway,
I'm always up.
oh god, let's move past this. So let's talk about Spider-Man.
All right.
Okay, so here's the deal. We talked a little bit last week about the new Spider-Man movie coming up and what we're hoping to see, right? So I saw something that it's kind of made me. I think we are looking at an Into the Spider-Verse type thing. Okay, so you've got some of the old villains coming back. We talked about last week, right?
Yeah, you got Doc Ock and Electro.
Yeah, Electro. Okay, so what I saw though in this little split second in a trailer, there were two Spider-Mans. It was not Andrew Garfield.
Thank God.
It was not Tobey Maguire. Oh, thank God.
I saw the same thing.
You saw the Miles Morales thing,
I
right?
saw also
Gosh,
an
dang it.
interview where Garfield has denied
he said, I don't
outright,
even-
I'm not in this.
He said, if I'm involved, I don't know about it.
Yeah, I suppose if they CGI'd him in there somehow, he wouldn't know. But he's saying that he isn't in this movie. But Tobey Maguire isn't commenting.
No, he's got to hang to that last shred of stardom. I mean, because you know what's next for Tobey Maguire, right? Dancing with the Stars.
What's wrong with that?
Well, that's where you go whenever you're not popular anymore.
What was that Michael's name that went there? I don't know. He's some big bulky dude. He
Oh,
has
Michael, yeah, of
He
course.
has a lisp.
Oh, Michael Strahan.
Yeah, he went on
Michael
there.
Strahan. Sounded like Mike Tyson.
He went on there.
Did he?
Yeah.
I remember Charles Oakley was on there.
Oh, speaking of Mike Tyson, it's kind of a random segue, but did you see what happened to Evander Holyfield this weekend?
No.
He boxed in a match and he got knocked out in the first round.
Evander Holyfield, like the Evander
Yes,
Holyfield.
yes.
That's because he's way too old to be
He's in
boxing.
his 60s.
Yeah, he's too old to be
What the
boxing.
heck?
He got knocked out in the first round in like 4 minutes. I
You have a
think.
heart
What is he
attack.
doing going into the ring?
That makes me worry about his finances.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, somebody got down on you. Yeah, he can call Floyd.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So anyway, so you saw what I'm talking about though with the Miles Morales looking Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was a different looking Spider-Man, which leads into the whole multiverse, which is in the multiverse you have multiple Spider-Man that are Peter Parker,
Right.
But you also have the chances of having a Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
What
you
the
know,
heck?
what
The
is
pig.
it? Spider-Ham.
Yeah, Peter Porker, baby.
I hope
Yeah.
he shows up.
Peter Porker.
Yeah. As long as he's voiced by John Mulaney, I'm in.
Even if it's
Who's
just
that?
like a little Easter egg joke in the movie.
Who's
Yeah.
John Mulaney?
John Mulaney's a comedian. He was the voice of Spider-Ham in the animated movie Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
Get well soon. Last I heard, he was checked into rehab too. So
Who, John Mulaney?
yeah, John Mulaney for like cocaine and booze.
Wow.
Nice. So was the guy that played Blue's Clues when I grew up.
Yeah, but
The two before him went to an insane asylum too
well, here's the deal.
for the
though.
same casting.
I just
and
have
he went
to-
insane also.
I just have to say something about this.
You're talking to an imaginary dog reading empty envelopes.
With
I go crazy.
Mail
dude.
call, mail call, mail call.
for all of us kids who grew up in the 90s, who'd know what Blue's Clues is. Now,
I grew up
I know
with it.
you were too old for Blue's Clues because I was too old for Blue's Clues whenever it first got popular. So it really would have been more
2000.
Yeah, that was
And
that would
Clifford?
have. Yeah,
Oh,
that
it
would
was
have really been
prime
more
time.
your speed or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it's a toxic relationship. He stepped out on you.
Out
He
of nowhere.
disappeared for 2 decades.
He didn't give you explanation.
No, man. He
Rehab. That's where he was.
didn't. For 20 years,
No, he's probably in jail a little bit too.
he's chasing a dragon. Yeah,
Poor Steve.
Yeah. He's like, I had cancer or something, and we're gonna be like, oh, great. Now we have to go back on and be like,
Now
hey,
we
we're
have to
sorry.
accommodate for that.
So what? There was Steve, there was Joe, and then there's this new kid, right? There's like
There-
3 of them now.
There's been
What?
too many. There's because they all go on the fritz.
yeah.
They all go on the front. What are they? Washing machines? They went on the fritz again. had to
My
get a
washing
new
machine
one.
and dryer did. I had to get in the dryer.
Witness protection
$7.50.
program. They know too much.
$7.50 from Lowe's.
Yeah, you didn't know that Steve with Blue's Clues actually infiltrated the Hell's Angels,
My goodness.
gathering intel for the AT. Okay, now I'm gonna get him like
sleeve,
shot. So-
sleeve tattoos. You just don't see it because he
You
has that
just-
striped shirt.
Yeah, you had that goofy striped polo long sleeve. Gross. Get out of here. That shirt's so dad. It was checking
I
the
love
tire
it.
pressure on my truck.
Did you see the video that he posted though? That short little 1 minute like.
Yeah,
I'm
I've missed
sorry.
you.
Who it's
Yeah.
from.
Okay.
Checking the mail. He's
Hey,
like,
listen.
this is
I
so
feel like
skewed over there.
I feel like we've gone too far into this Blue's Clues conversation.
That's what happened to Steve. That's where he's gone.
Oh my god, he's into the blue verse.
Too far into
He's
the blue.
blew himself.
That's boo. Boo.
It's an Arrested Development joke.
Yeah.
He blew it.
Oh god. All right. Boo. Get out of
We
here.
both suck.
All right. So that
You
was.
could say we blow them.
And he brought it back.
Oh no. All right. So hey,
was
listen.
good.
So Seaway's going to talk about football for a while. There's that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I tell you what. Let's talk college football, and after we do that, we'll see where the night takes us. But I'm afraid of where it'll take us right
So
now.
how about them Buckeyes?
Boo?
I'm just kidding. They lost.
I always say, for the record, I have a very close friend of mine who I care about very much, but he is a diehard Ohio State fan. So during football season,
You can't spell a certain word without OSU.
yeah.
What?
We'll tell you later.
Well, obviously it's bogus. You can't spell bogus without an O, an S, and a U. I'm not necessarily in that order.
I thought you were saying make a word with only OSU, and I was like,
Oos.
oh, and Sue? Sue?
So weird.
That's what I was thinking.
Big pig.
Wait a minute.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. Hold back. Save it.
No, but I know a lot of Ohio State fans, and I hate all of them down to their core for
Oh
it.
my god.
Only for the fact that they like what my ex loved Ohio State. Her family hated Oklahoma. And I let them know. That
Your family hates Oklahoma.
No.
I am your uncle, and I despise Oklahoma.
Okay. My mom's family, they don't watch sports. My dad's family is Oklahoma and OSU because they live in McAllister.
Right. Yeah.
But like her family disgraced. Oh, I was like, Baker Mayfield is y'all's team's father. He planted the flag in your O. That was so disrespectful.
I'm sorry. He did what now?
He planted the Oklahoma flag in the Ohio State's O
Oh,
after beating them.
midfield.
Yeah.
I got it. No.
Ouch.
Yeah.
He, was
I'm so
he got
sorry.
fined for it.
Well, save it.
He broke their turf.
Yeah, I had something else I was going to say, but I was like, oh wait, no, save it. All right. So how did OU do on Saturday's game? Because
Well, they played the school of the deaf and blind,
right,
and they
okay.
won 76-0.
So it was the Big 12 championship. What was it? Oh.
Basically, Western Carolina,
Yeah. So, but
Basically.
they beat them. What? Say it again.
76-0.
Okay, so the point whenever we were talking about before we decided to save it and record, so I could only say this once. I hate the fact that I'm even about to say this because when it comes to sports, you're in it to win. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, OU took care of business, right? But at some point, doesn't it become a little bit classless to just run it up 76-0?
Well, here's
it's
the
like
details.
pistol whipping a blind kid. Like what? Oh my! Well, does it make you feel tough? Why would you do that?
Well, you remember that year that the Razorbacks went out to play the defending champion Southern California Trojans, and then they got annihilated by 70.
We remember every game.
And then
from
they came
Arkansas.
back the next year, and then they did the same thing in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And that was kind of one of the critiques of Pete Carroll was that he ran up the score because he was still throwing the ball late during the game.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, why are you not just running out the clock?
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm all about winning. I'm all about winning by a large margin. But if it is very clear that this team poses no threat, I feel like it's not cool to just completely demoralize an entire team. Hey, you guys remember when you went to Oklahoma and they just beat you mercilessly? I mean, that's going to ride with them throughout the season.
That's their problem. They shouldn't have lost.
And here's the deal. Here's where I'm weird about it. I agree.
Don't schedule Oklahoma. If
I
you don't want to
agree.
get beat by
They
80.
get in so big of an incentive for agreeing to play these larger schools because
Exactly.
they know they're going to take that whipping.
Oh, they know they're
Yeah.
going to get destroyed.
Well, I mean, and like I said, I know and I understand that. It's just at some point, whenever you're one of these bigger schools,
Have
you're
mercy.
like, yeah, at some point, like in the fourth, and you're winning by outrageous amounts. It's like, hey, I tell you what, red shirts, it's your lucky day. Get in.
Here's the thing. Oklahoma pulled all their starters at halftime. It was 45-0.
Oh, did they?
And after halftime, it was.
at that
I'm
point-
reading the
I-
stat line. No Spencer Rattler. No any of the other dudes.
Well, I tell
they
you
got
what,
31 without the starters.
Okay, well then I tell you what I'll do. I'll treat it like Jen Psaki. Let me circle back, and if Coach pulled everyone out, and then was like, all right, y'all go in and play, and you still get beat that bad, okay, then I'm with you. That's your problem. But like I said, maybe tell someone to take a knee every once in a while.
Just run the ball, man.
a 10
I mean,
minutes left.
I've played in league
That's
matches
what Arkansas
on
did.
Madden, and once at a certain point, to be classy, that's really what you do.
Yeah, you just start running the ball.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
way
look,
the clock keeps
I
running.
air it out. Run the score just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes people will like flag you for that, and then that's like bad sport, and then nobody will play you.
Yeah, it's
So-
poor. It is poor sportsmanship. No matter what the situation is, it's poor sportsmanship. Now, like I said, I'm not one of these boo-hoo give everyone a trophy people, but at the same time, it's kind of like, come on.
Yeah, handle yourself with a little decorum.
Yeah, it's like you just like beat up your little brother, and then whenever he was like, I'm going to tell mom, you beat him harder. I mean,
Yes.
but yeah, of course, he's the oldest, so
Yes.
I'm the youngest in my family.
See, I'm the
so-
oldest in mine.
Oh, okay, well, whatever.
Not Alabama. Auburn did the same thing. They beat Alabama State 62-0.
Ah, no, that was
They always do.
Yeah. Who did UAB played somebody?
Georgia.
Georgia.
And they got raped.
Yeah.
56-7.
Yeah.
What? They let them score. They let them
But what about the upsets? Weren't there a couple big upsets this past weekend?
score. The Oregon-Ohio State was an upset.
Yeah.
Texas A&M almost lost to Colorado. It was 10-7.
I watched that game. That was a
Sweaty. It was a
that
sweaty
was.
game.
I was gonna say it's a good game. I don't know if it was
Sweaty.
It was a sweaty.
It was bad. It was.
Like I said, I'm not going to say it was a good game because it wasn't. It was an evenly matched game.
Yeah.
Colorado
Two teams that should be-
was playing better than what they normally do, and Texas A&M was playing at expectations.
And they are number 5 for some reason.
Yeah, it's
Put them
booty.
against Texas. Let's see it. Anyways, Notre Dame only beat Toledo by 3. A field goal at the end of the time. So Notre Dame's 2 wins have come by 3 points. Game-winning field goals against Florida State and Toledo, which takes me to Florida State. They've blown 2 games in a row. Notre Dame, and they lost on a Hail Mary to Jacksonville State, which isn't even in Florida. Where do you think Jacksonville State's at? I don't know, and I don't care. It's not Florida, though.
Jacksonville State's not in Florida.
No,
No.
it's not. But
That's what's
I
crazy.
can't think of it off the top of my head either.
I guess I hear Jacksonville and I'm like, that's Florida.
Exactly. Oh, an upset. Iowa, number 10, beat number 9, Iowa State.
That was.
We saw that coming.
I don't know if that's really an upset. Though.
Yeah, but
Alabama.
I think there was a big top 25 upset.
There was. I think like the number 15 team in the nation got
We'll
a
get
big.
to that. Alabama had mercy on Mercer, 48-14. They let them get 2 pride touchdowns.
Oh, I'm telling you, they let them get those
Oh,
touchdowns.
Miami almost lost to Appalachian State. I wanted Appalachian to
Yeah,
win
but
that.
Miami's kind of booty this year, aren't they?
Yeah.
But by the way, you seen those Miami documentaries, those 30 for 30s? Those are awesome.
I haven't watched any.
You should watch both of them. There's 2 of them. They're called The U,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about the 80s when they were going buck
The
wild
U.
out there.
Yeah, when the cocaine cowboys were buying into the team.
yes,
and
exactly.
Stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
What 2 Live Crew was involved and all that.
Yeah.
They talk about that in the first one, and then part 2 talks about like the Jeremy Shockey years.
So I'll just want the first one.
Yeah,
I just want
the
the first
Ray Lewis years.
Yes,
those years.
yeah.
Yeah. The Dion. Never mind. Wrong person.
True that.
Yeah. Anyways, 2 more upsets real quick. Stanford beat USC. No surprise, USC sucks now.
Yeah.
And then BYU, who is joining the Big 12 in 2023, along with Houston, UCF, and Cincinnati, beat Utah. And Utah's ranked 21.
Yeah.
But anyways, the big upset.
The big upset. Probably
I'll
the
let y'all-
biggest upset.
It takes us back to when
Was it
Arkansas
the
wasn't ranked and
hugest?
Texas was number 6. It's the same kind of thing.
I thought they were number 15.
No, back when it was Matt Jones.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
number
yeah,
6
back in
against no rank.
2001.
Whoa, 1.
3.
With
What?
2003 with Matt Jones? Yeah, bro, that was.
I thought 2001. I was like, it's a little early.
It's 2003.
I was alive for Matt Jones, okay? I watched his greatness as a 3-year-old. I didn't know what was happening, but it was Woo Pig.
True that. I mean, it's definitely Woo Pig. I don't know about his greatness, but
Yeah.
I guess he was great at Arkansas.
He's a
He's
great
a legend.
athlete.
He was a great in Fort Smith. He's got all kinds of records that still
Yeah.
to this day of Northside High School.
Yeah, yeah. Northside, man, they breed pros there.
They really do.
So does Greenwood. Grant Morgan.
Grant Morgan's not a pro.
He's about to be.
Yeah.
Drew Morgan.
Drew Morgan's a pro.
Drew Morgan.
Yeah.
Brant, or not Allen. What's that quarterback's name? He plays
Tyler
baseball.
Wilson.
Well, he plays baseball now for Arkansas. Connor Nolan.
Oh, that's my wife's cousin. So
What?
yeah, Connor Nolan's my wife's cousin. I mean, hey, I hope he. I don't know. I hope he does.
Well, he was
Better.
so good at football, and then he went to baseball, and then he sucked. For a little
No.
bit.
See,
He was good at high school,
I
right?
say football is what messed him up in college.
Did he get hurt?
No,
Oh.
no. He just didn't. He should have devoted all his time to baseball. He's a much better baseball player
And now he's average.
at best.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, but at the same time, in his defense, seriously, in his defense here, look who he's stacking up next to, or has been, Patrick
The
Wickler,
top, like,
Kevin Cobbs.
A top 2 team every year for the past 4 years.
Yeah, Ryan cost you this last roster with Cops, Wicklander, cost you Vermillion, Nolan. I mean, my gosh, it's
It's a wonder we weren't undefeated. Or even make it maybe into the championship game. But NC State,
NC State had a heck of a program.
we won
man.
by 19 the first game and lost by
and then
1
lost
the
it.
next 2.
Yeah, I know. It's like we used all our bats apparently.
I really think what the beautiful thing though is that what Dave Van Horn has created at Arkansas for the baseball program.
Absolutely.
And Sam Pittman and the new basketball coach.
What was the New Jersey team that came down for regionals? It was-
Rutgers.
No,
Rutgers.
it was no. Man, I don't remember. We played them in our first series, and pretty much they said that team, anytime they're in Fayetteville, they're adopted Razorbacks. So like this team showed up to all of Arkansas's games to cheer for them.
What the heck?
Arkansas players went to their game to cheer for them and everything. I don't know. It was a big thing. It was. I don't remember the school. I'll have to look it up and post it up or something. Everyone else who's going to be hearing this is like, oh, that's this team. Don't post it. We all know.
Somebody's screaming right now. Like, you guys are so stupid.
Yeah, why do you not know this? What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, we're
pick up
talking
a
about
map.
Arkansas football, which, that doesn't sound like something to talk about
Yeah, no.
until now. Holy cow. I mean, it was that game.
I pulled my shoulder watching you do that movement. That was intense. My shoulder hurts.
I get excited about it, man. But,
He's been waiting to tell us.
oh, man, the entire game, like, don't get me wrong, in the first drive, or maybe the first couple possessions, KJ still looked a little like, I don't know.
KJ.
I don't know if I belong out here kind of look, right? And then all at once, he was just like, oh, yeah, here, I'll just play this game. And boom, he's airing the ball out. He's taking off running. He's doing everything. Traylon Smith, that dude is lightning in a bottle. And then
He's so fast. His 100 was like a 10-2. 10-3,
Yeah.
which is like a 4-1 40.
well,
Yeah.
it's the same thing with Rocket Sanders.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
that
say,
dude's
but
super
did you
fast,
see
too.
Sanders?
The quarterback that they had too was fast. Sanders was a wide receiver apparently, but now he's a running back.
I don't know. All I know is
heard
I see
reporters
Rocket
talking.
Sanders running the ball
And he's
right
a
now.
freshman.
Yeah, bro. But the thing about Traylon Smith isn't just his speed. Like, he's fast. We all know that. But this dude can get hit, like, hard and just keep on pushing. And it was so much fun to watch. Everyone is going to have their, especially if they're Texas fans, have their excuses.
Sheesh, they're not even ranked.
I mean,
They dropped out.
But Arkansas, they climbed a little bit in the rankings. I think we went from number 427 to what?
20.
20. Top.
So what it says right here.
Is it top 20?
SEC.
We're in the top 25. Is that what it?
Yeah,
Is that what
they're
We
in
jumped
both.
Auburn.
the Arkansas Razorbacks are.
Top 25 in the coaches poll and the Associated Press.
Oh, would you look at that?
I think the press is what they put on ESPN because
Yeah.
we're 20. which is the one that matters more than the coaches.
So I'm not out here trying to.
But we're ranked higher than Auburn. They're number 22.
We deserve it, especially after last year's game. I hadn't forgot it. Anyway, but I will say this: like I'm not one of those guys who's like, we'll go undefeated this year.
We are undefeated technically.
Yeah.
There's still hope.
But I'm telling you, if they'll come out and play the same way they did Saturday, we'll give a lot of people all they can handle.
It's just Texas. Something about Texas. Just we want to destroy Texas.
Yeah, and it was great. Well, it's an old Southwest Conference rivalry. I mean,
It's like Arkansas and A&M.
And Arkansas knows that the rumors and Texas moving over to the SEC potentially.
Texas isn't going to go
They're
plus 500
They're
for 5
fighting
years.
it, but I mean
They're going to lose so many people.
oh yeah, they'll be the worst team in the SEC.
But at the same time, that
They'll take Ole Miss's place.
they can't remain thinking that, hey, we're as good as Notre Dame, worthy of independence. That's just
You have
ridiculous.
to be good to be an independent team.
Or at least prestigious.
Prestigious. BYU is independent. So is Cincinnati.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All I can say is it was a fun game to watch, and
I was
Whooping.
2 inches from my TV the whole time,
man.
standing up.
yeah, my wife was getting tired of me yelling.
I was screaming.
Yeah, I was screaming in the living room. She's like, "Oh my God, sit down." But hey, did you hear this though? Because after the game, fans rushed the field. Okay, they emptied the bleachers. They rushed the field, which Coach Pittman knew was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Yurachek knew was going to happen. And Hunter Yurachek, apparently, this is rumor, I don't know, but apparently Hunter Yurachek went around to all the state troopers, working security, and said, "Hey, just be expecting the fans are going to come out onto the field after this is over. Just let it happen." So I got word today the University of Arkansas has been fined $100,000 for fans storming the field. How big do you think Hunter Yurachek's smile was while he was writing the check? He's like, I made 3 times this on Saturday. Here you go. Have a
Why are
good
they
one.
fined? I don't think they should be really fined.
It's a safety thing. I think there was a game. This has probably been many moons ago, but when they tore down the goalpost, some people got severely injured, and I think actually someone died.
Yeah, that's why they have the
Well,
breakaway.
they put the goalpost down. They had them down before everyone was out.
That's why they do that.
Yeah, that's exactly why they do it. As soon as the game was over, you noticed the goalpost started coming down.
$100,000. That's a lot.
I'm about to say, but man, you got to think on a typical Saturday there. Who cares?
That's still crazy. Like, you shouldn't get fined for celebrating a great old rivalry win.
Well,
Like they'll fine you for celebrating a touchdown with a high five. Yes, that's $20,000.
I don't know about all that, but all I know is they got fined $100,000, and I'm just betting that Hunter Yurachek didn't do anything but smile. He's the AP.
Plus, it's kind of a
AC,
publicity also. It's good publicity for the Razorbacks.
Athletic director, AD. My goodness, what am I doing?
Davis.
I'm sorry, I had to straighten myself up. Go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I was going to say it's great publicity for the University of Arkansas too, though.
Yeah,
I mean, even if they have to pay the fine, it's still
absolutely.
They made more than that.
We won this game against Texas, and it's a big deal. So they'll write that check all day.
Especially with all the trash everyone's talking. I loved it before the game. Oh, I loved it. The projections. Everyone's like, everybody on the
Everyone
panel,
picked Texas.
Texas. Oh yeah,
By
Texas,
a landslide.
Texas.
I don't know what
yeah.
the point was, but it was like double-digit win.
Well, and like Sports Center only gave Texas a 7-point game. I mean, like they were favored, but only by 7 points. And then we come out and just
held them to 0 till the late third quarter.
Yeah, so
would have held them to 0 the entire game.
Yeah, but there was a couple quick offensive possessions that got the defense out back on the field. They were getting a little tired, which is not a good excuse. It sounds to me like they need to run more. They don't have me as a conditioning coach, so
They're lucky.
Colby's coach with
Up
me.
them bleachers, boys.
That's right.
You run until he throws up,
That's right.
and he holds it well.
Yeah. And I talk this kind of mad smack to 5th and 6th grade boys playing basketball.
It's terrifying.
Molding young minds.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to.
I was
I'm trying
phased. I was an assistant coach.
Yeah.
I was phased.
He went home and iced down his legs for no reason. He didn't run. He was like, I don't know, man. I'm just sore. I know I was sore just from, like, I ran down and back with him once. I was like,
It was funny.
I told him, I was like, don't let me beat you back because I'm old and fat.
As long as you didn't wear a sweater and throw a chair.
No, I didn't Bobby Knight him. Not yet. I might. If I have to, if I end up having to coach this year, I might Bobby Knight. Because I tried just to, like, stay in the game. Like I don't get caught up in stuff, but like there's always one game every year where like I don't feel like the officiating is right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and like I said, I
they're just
always
there to
keep
get
in my
paid.
head. I always keep in my head. This is 5th and 6th grade basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares.
You need an assistant?
When I don't even know if I'm
Basketball.
coaching this year.
Well, if you need one, I'm there.
What? So you can show up twice and then fade me for the rest of the season?
I was gone.
Yeah,
Okay?
I know. Anyway, yeah. If I
But I get off work at like 3:30 or 4 every day, so I can be there at 5 or 6.
if I'm coaching this year,
Yeah.
I'll put you on.
I'll get them through some lineman drills. Get them good at screening.
Need to do something. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. If the parents of my boys are listening, we'll try to get them better. I don't know what to tell you.
Soft.
Yeah, man, just so soft. All right, so Woo Pig, and hey, I did get to see the locker room speech again because it's a big win, and I don't know if you saw it last year, the big Sam Pittman locker room speech where he after we beat Tennessee is when it was because he went
Was
in
that
there.
a big win?
Technically, it was last year.
So
I
it's
think it was our
SEC
first conference win
Yeah.
in 3 years.
Moving in the
so-
right direction.
Wasn't
Any
Tennessee like
victories.
a rival? It used to be a rival with Arkansas?
Hell,
Or
everything used to
Florida?
be a rival with something. But anyway, so at the end of this locker room speech last year, he ends it by an iconic dad line. Okay, he dadded out on this one. He said, "Turn on that damn jukebox." Right? And then like everyone just blows up. Everyone's having a great time. And I was like, well, I guess they didn't notice the dad line. So in honor of it, after we beat Texas, he gives another locker room speech. And at the very end of it, he yells, "Turn on that damn jukebox."
I was wondering what he was yelling, and then they all like went hype. 'cause,
Oh, yeah, man. But it's good, man. Sam Pittman I think is an awesome coach. I'm glad to see him at Arkansas. And, yeah, man, this season looks like it actually could be fun. I'm excited. I expected
Ranked
it to be.
in week 2.
Yeah, well, let's
It-
not. Let's
Pump the brakes a little bit, but at the same time, let's see where it
Who's
goes.
our next opponent?
Nobody.
Yeah, Georgia Southern.
Yeah, nobody.
We might be ranked in the 3rd week.
I don't think we're going to move up, but we might not move down.
We might be ranked.
Yeah.
Keyword might.
Performance will matter a whole lot in that one for sure.
It will. I don't want to see them come out and play that way against Texas and then come out and just be like thinking they're going to roll over
Yeah,
Georgia
'cause
Southern.
the press is going to have already witnessed 2 games at that point once they've played Arkansas of that team, so they'll know how to properly rank the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're all based still off of, like, preseason ranking. We really don't know anything.
Yeah,
it's way
right.
too early.
Yeah, it's way too
Texas
early.
is overranked always. They are never good. They're always
think
ranked
that
early.
is a
Typically,
fair,
that's a fair point.
I think that's a fair point.
They
And,
always start in the top 25, and they always fall out.
and there's other teams like that too.
Iowa. Iowa's number 5 right now.
Yeah, that's strange.
They're not a number 5 team.
Well, and like OU normally has a good seeding.
They're
And
number 3.
and I'm not trying to dog on OU.
Oh,
right
they're
now,
always
like-
given a top 10.
But they're always given the top 10, even when they're not that good.
When they have an all-freshman team,
top 10, baby. That is the team to watch. They give Nick Saban a run for his money.
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm like,
say,
I don't think so.
Baker
My-
Mayfield did.
My question is, when is Nick Saban just going to, like, one day decide that he's done having all that anxiety
When
and
Tom
stress?
Brady decides he's done winning rings.
Like, I mean, well, there's huge age difference between the two guys.
I just assume when the devil lets him out of the contract. Like, how do you get that many wins? How do you build that kind of dynasty without it? You know? So-
they have like 60 consecutive non-conference home wins or something. I was like, that is years
Yeah.
of victory.
that is years of slapping everyone who walks in your
I was
front
gonna
door.
Say, I was going to say, who you kidding? Nick Saban's got the fiddle, too.
Yeah, I would say, Nick Saban was the little hillbilly that won the battle of the fiddles. So
That is just years of ungodly willing pain on
it has to be. Somebody's going to be like, we know Nick Saban. I'm like, oh, God, it was a joke. I'm sorry.
Great, so you know how long the deal is.
Yeah.
When's it up?
When did he actually sign it? How old is he? I want to know.
When does Arkansas have another chance at number 1 in the SEC?
And was it before or after LSU? It's got to be, like, before the Dolphins, right? Because that was awful.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He coached in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, look that up.
Urban Meyer sucks at the Dolphins too. It's okay.
Jaguars.
Jaguars, same
I was gonna
difference.
say,
It's
Urban Meyer
Florida.
wasn't at the
It's
Dolphins.
Florida and a team that sucks.
True.
I have nothing to argue with that. That's actually very valid. Because all Florida teams.
Trash. Alabama
they
plays
are.
Florida this
Here
week.
we are.
Yeah.
We're back.
So speaking of all teams from Florida being trash. NFL teams.
Oh, heavens.
So let's talk about the Tampa Bay Dallas
Not the
game. Just for a
Tampa
minute.
Bay- not
I got to
the
talk about the
Buccaneers
Tampa Bay.
coming.
I have to talk about the Tampa Bay Dallas
Forgot
game.
they were in Florida.
Okay.
Forgot.
I have to talk about the Tampa Dallas game, okay? It worked out probably the way it should have.
Just by a closer score than it was probably thought to be.
Exactly. That's my point, though.
Dallas is a
that the
top 15
defending
team.
Super Bowl champions come out and did not play a sloppy game. They really did.
They played pretty good.
They did. And Dallas to come out and play the way they did,
They played good too.
I but say that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like, I dropped the meme earlier this week that offensive pass interference, and it
I will back that up. That was
a bad call.
It was a bad call because it wasn't called and it should have been. But at the same time, hear me out here. Dallas got a few of those too. So I think overall that game was called really fair. It was just that clutch moment that they didn't make the
That's
call.
like Arkansas had like 2 targeting calls.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have called that because it was 4th and 1. He got tackled 3 yards behind the line. Targeting or not, you got tackled 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's a turnover. You can't make that a targeting. And
Yeah,
I
well-
don't care how he hit you. You did not get the first down. I think
Yeah.
that's stupid.
I agree. I don't like
It wouldn't have changed the game. We would have still won, but still.
right.
I don't
but
like seeing that.
I don't either. I think the targeting calls, like, don't get me wrong, I understand they're important because they're trying to protect these guys' lives
Yeah,
and
'cause we've
their
had-
minds and everything else.
Especially on special teams, because we've seen some guys get paralyzed for life.
But that's their
Right.
decision, though.
Well,
That's
you know what?
I'm
Maybe
saying.
we should just start, using a balloon instead of
Playing with
football.
bubble wrap.
And maybe the players could just wear bras. We'll call it sarcastaball. I think, yeah.
No.
Isn't that what Johnny
I'm
Manziel
irritated they moved the
Technically.
kickoff where they start from. That irritates me
Yeah.
already.
Wait, they do that?
Mm-hmm.
In what?
Football.
Wait, what are you talking about? Are you saying they don't kick off or they?
No, they do kick
Oh,
off.
you're saying they don't have to like receive.
They
or anything?
moved it up closer. That way,
You can't get as much momentum when you're going to lay someone out.
Oh.
And a lot of
they kick off
kickers
from,
will
like, the
just kick
40.
it out and it just start from the 20.
They kick
off from
the 40 now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they really took that play out, which for a while was some really exciting plays.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's gonna be 2-man
there
touch.
were some
in 5
guys
years.
that didn't have their head on a swivel, and
Yeah,
That's
whenever
part
you
of
get
it.
rocked that hard, though. But anyway, I understand the point of it to protect these guys. But at the same time, I feel like maybe we've gone a little too soft because now you'll see a good, solid spear motion tackle, and you're like, everyone's hype, and they're like, oh, targeting. I'm like, wait, how?
That's form tackling.
They're like, well, he went shoulder to shoulder, but he had his head down. The helmet to helmet never made contact, but he hurt his feelings, so green card. And I'm like, wait, that's a different sport. What are you talking about? I don't know. I just feel like the
Like,
targeting
you
thing
can't-
is a
when
little
I-
bit soft, but
In football, I never tackle with my head up like this. That's how you get hurt. It gets bent back. I'd rather my head get
well,
bent down.
everyone seems to argue otherwise. I don't know. I'm not a football player. I'm a basketball
They may
player.
have started on the left side
I just like football.
of the bench, but maybe that's why they don't know how to tackle.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's fine. Spearing, I think it's fine. It's their decision to spear.
Well, no, but that's the whole thing is that is supposed to be fine. You just can't lead with the helmet.
What are you supposed to lead with your elbow?
Shoulder. You're supposed to lead with the shoulder. That's what they
Technically,
say.
your head leads no matter what. Like your head's leading because it's going forward. No matter what, your head leads.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I
They
agree
want you to like
with what you're
displace
saying.
your head 3 feet to the right. It's shoulders only, man.
Yeah, well, like I said, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. I'm just telling you what the rule is.
Screw the rules.
Well, I mean, K.
first of all, K.
Colby K. K.
K.
I don't know what to say to that. So,
Moving on.
let's move on, shall we?
Sure.
It's time to go into freestyle. Anything cool happen? No, not that kind of freestyle.
Not bad.
Anything cool happened to you this weekend?
Give me a beat.
Oh, okay. He did make a rap. Here we go.
No, I was mostly excited by that football game. That's what really drew me in.
Yeah, that
the
was your
fact-
weekend.
It's out of nowhere. I didn't expect it. I didn't anticipate to have that much excitement. I truly went into it expecting the usual. They were going
Yeah.
to come out, play poorly, make a fool on television, and then people just talk smack.
Me too. I didn't watch. I didn't
I'm
watch the
about to
first
say,
quarter.
I'm a diehard Razorback fan, and I have a lot of faith in the Razorbacks. But honestly, that's kind of what I was
Yeah.
expecting too. I was like,
I was expecting us to get beat not 52-14. I was expecting to be like closer.
But I expected a heartbreak.
I would say, and I even told my wife, I said, if we lose, I said, it won't be by much. I said, this is going to be a good game. And I just didn't realize that Arkansas was going to come out and just slap them.
We didn't realize either how good Arkansas is or how bad Texas really is.
I kept trying to weigh it out because when you're watching a ball game, that's always the question. Are both these teams playing really good or really bad?
Well, Texas was 3 and out every possession. I was like, that's Arkansas's defense.
Yeah.
Because they could Louisiana could not stop Texas at all.
I'm telling you, our defense, for the first time in a
said,
long time, I'm going to say this. The Razorback defense is top notch.
I think it said they have one of the best strong safeties, linebackers, and someone else in the nation.
Grant Morgan and Bumper Pool
That's
and
the
Joe Fouché.
best
They've got
name ever.
Jalen Catalon.
Bumper Pool. His name used to not be Bumper.
It was
His dad
James.
changed it when he was 16.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, his name was James, and everyone called him Bumper.
Bumper.
So his dad changed his name legally to Bumper.
And then one of the
It's like, yeah, boy.
One of the broadcasters
There's my other
said you should
kid,
call-
Pabst Blue Ribbon. Sorry, Bumper Pool. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of
To
the
Pool family. I'm sorry.
broadcasters said they should have named him Thumper because how hard he hits. And I was like, you're corny.
Yeah, get out. His name's Bumper Pool because his dad probably
He put you in the
has played
corner.
Bumper Pool before.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, there's my boys Walker and Texas Ranger, or TR for short.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I watched that this past weekend. There's another
Oh,
highlight.
okay, there you go.
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, Talladega.
It's a great movie.
All right, what about you? See, Wayne, you do anything cool this weekend?
I skipped homework to watch the Hog game after the first quarter because I didn't want to watch it. Because I don't like watching the first half of games. It's
All
boring.
right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. I cannot live vicariously through you if you are doing the same things I'm doing.
You don't watch first quarters?
Oh well,
First
no,
halves?
I watch entire ball games, but I didn't blow off homework either. But you literally didn't go out and do anything. You didn't
Oh.
live like a 20-year-old. You
You're
didn't
20, man. You're only 20 once.
Yeah, you
I'm
need to go out and
full-time
make some-
student and full-time work.
make
What?
some bad decisions.
I did. Several.
Yeah, well,
I still am.
Yeah.
Oh, I went and shot at my bow and got it, I guess, sighting in a gun. My bow, I got sighted in with air quotations. I figured out
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
wrong. I just don't suck anymore. Quote, unquote, I don't suck.
Right. I didn't say it was good. I said I don't suck.
I can hit a 3-inch target
That's pretty good.
inside of there. I'm just ready to hunt now,
You're just regular Robin Hood.
which I won't be here the Thanksgiving week, that Monday,
That's fine.
because I'll be gone for a week hunting.
Well, surprise, surprise, folks. We'll do another show without C. Wayne.
Another one.
Here we go. Talk about attendance.
Horrible.
We'll give him detention.
At least you got like a month notice.
Yeah, fair enough.
It could be the day
Thanksgiving
before.
special.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's shoot for getting a guest.
All
Maybe-
right.
what
And we'll
if we
talk
just-
about all the things we're thankful
What
for.
if we double record the week before and just...
Well, I mean, that defeats the purpose. We won't be able to fool our fan base now because you just told them what the hell we do. Okay, so we'll wrap this up by me giving you a review on something I watched. It was not necessarily a movie; it was a documentary. Netflix has put out this documentary series called Untold, and I've watched 3 of them so far. They are fantastic, the 3 that I've watched at least. But my favorite one so far has been titled Malice at the Palace. All right, so if you don't know what most sports fans, most NBA fans know what I'm talking about here. Of course, the Palace of Auburn Hills, where the Pistons used to play. There was a game, and now for some reason I don't know the year. Hit me, Brandon. I know you know it.
Oh, God. I don't know it.
304.
Yeah,
It was Reggie Miller's last year. That's all.
Yes,
That's all I can.
Because that's significant to the story.
It truly is. So, the Indiana Pacers play the Detroit Pistons in the finals, and the Pistons won. That had to be 2004. It had to be 2004.
I think it is, yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
Because 5 was the year that they did it again, but they went through LeBron when he almost did it all by himself.
yeah. But luckily, that's the only time I'd ever root for Ben Wallace. Is when he's against LeBron.
Not even when he went in the Hall of Fame this weekend?
I know. I was like, well, I thought we were saving the Hall of Fame for like the greats, and here's Ben
The Hall
Wallace.
of Fame's got like 300 million people in it eventually.
Career free throw percentage of 17% or something.
Yeah, and you're in the Hall. I'm like, I don't know.
A career average 2 points a game.
Let me go ahead and take a pause to this dog and Ben Wallace, even though that is a lot of fun. Let's talk about the Hall of Fame for just a second. Hey, congratulations to Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, he made it.
Yeah, he finally made it.
A
So
bull made it.
yeah.
What other bull's ever going to make it?
Steve Kerr.
I would say they will. They'll just be from the same team.
Yeah, I'm making jokes.
I would say because let's see, you had there was another guy. He was famous.
Laurie Markkanen. No.
Markkanen for one, but
That's exactly why
And his
it's
name's
a
not
joke.
Laurie. It's Lowry.
Well,
That's why
Chris
it's a
Bosh
joke.
got in and he gave back a championship ring to Pat Riley.
Wait, what?
I watched that. Because
Yeah.
I guess apparently Pat Riley gave him a championship ring or something before he ever won one, and he kept it until that ceremony and gave it back to Pat Riley.
Who did this?
Chris Bosh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was an interesting story that he kept it. He told the story about why he gave it to him. That way he could give it back. But
Right.
hey, well deserved. I always liked Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
He was one of the big three that I did like.
Yeah. Anyway, coming back onto the subject. So, Malice at the Palace. It basically gives you a little background on the season and everything, but it's all focused on that finals, right? So, you've got a heck of a team, right? You've got Steven Jackson. You've got Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace.
That's amazing.
That's...
He did it just so he could have world peace on the back of his jersey. Because he wanted to do it as like a stunt, and then they wouldn't let him, so he legally changed his name.
Yeah, which that's...
Which now you can't get away from equality and world peace on the back of stuff.
True that.
Ocho Cinco.
Oh, what? Well, yeah.
He hate me? No, that one wasn't real.
All right. Anyway, get back on this. You had Steven Jackson. You had Ron Artest. You had Jermaine O'Neal, Reggie Miller. That was really kind of the stars of the team there. But basically it centers around that game in the finals, of course, where Ben Wallace and Ron Artest get into it at the end of the game, and then for some reason, Ron Artest in the middle of this heated argument lays up on the press table, kicks his feet up, and puts his hands behind his head and just sprawls out, just lays on the announcer's table. And everyone's kind of getting heated, and the fans, I mean, my goodness, they're in Detroit.
In particular, one fan was very, very rowdy.
Yes. And so, anyway, this dude tosses a cup, probably full of beer or something, but tosses a cup that is coming down from about, 5, 6 rows up?
Yeah, several rows up.
Yeah. And smack, hits Ron Artest right in the face.
Nice.
As he's laying on the table. He springs up and into the... Oh, goodness, I hit my mic. Anyway, springs into the stands and just runs right past the guy who threw it and starts beating the wadding out of the guy next to him.
Yeah, the wrong guy.
Yeah, the wrong guy. And so the guy who threw the cup tries to pull Ron Artest off of this other guy, to which Steven Jackson just barrels into the stands and starts punching anybody he can see. And this whole thing, of course, Reggie Miller isn't dressed out in this game. He had a broken finger or something.
Yeah, this was his last season. Of course, I don't think at that point, did they know it was going to be his last season? Or did
he made that decision.
Because he knew this wasn't going to be a championship run, even though they had championship talent.
Yeah. But anyway, this big-time nasty fight breaks out. Everyone who, watched games back then probably knows the game, probably saw a lot of it.
Yeah, I watched the game as it was happening.
Yeah.
Because I love the NBA, and I was watching that game, and, I was a fan of the Indiana Pacers because I wanted to see Reggie get a ring.
I'm gonna say, who doesn't love Reggie Miller?
So I was rooting for it, and I actually kind of liked Ron Artest at the time because he was such a gritty defensive player. I like that tough player. But for whatever reason, he lost his mind that night, and it went crazy. The documentary does a great job because they have so many different camera angles that you never had before.
Right.
You get to see more of the full story because you also get to hear the people who were in the fight with the players' point of view.
For real. They actually interviewed one of the fans that Ron Artest knocked out, one punch out on the floor. And he's I don't know, he's dogging Ron Artest a lot, which, hey, don't get me wrong, if you're a ball player, you're an entertainer. Okay, so you have no call going up into the stands, no matter what anyone does to you. So that's where he messed up. Mm-hmm. If a fan finds his way down to the floor, though,
yeah, that's a different.
That's
story.
a different story. So this cat shows up. He's dogging Ron Artest because he's just unstable. He's a terrible person. Blah 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 blah. But yet, then here's the video of this fan coming down on the floor, turns it to Ron Artest, and squares up. I'm like, this dude just came out of the stands fighting. Now you're on the floor and you're going to square off with him. What do you think's going to happen? Yeah. So he gets knocked out, And
Yeah,
it
but
was
I don't
just-
think Ron's the one who contacted with him. It was another player running from down the court and got him, cold cocked him, knocked him out.
I think that might have been Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, I think that's what got Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
And that's what, again, is another tragic part of the story.
Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal essentially lost his career over that game. And here's the part that I think is kind of messed up, right? I've given you pretty much the meat and potatoes of what happened there. But what I find so messed up is this. Jermaine O'Neal was essentially done after this, right? I mean, I don't know. He probably kept playing, but never went on to any kind of big-time success, right? Well, then you got Artest, who went to the Lakers and ended up winning a ring. You had Steven Jackson, who ended up at the Spurs winning a ring. And then you had Jermaine O'Neal, who walks away empty-handed. And the worst part, like that's bad enough, but the worst part is that Reggie Miller walked away empty-handed. And, I mean, in my opinion, Reggie Miller was the biggest victim out of all that nonsense that went on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that guy who says players shouldn't defend themselves, all that kind of stuff. I am the one saying that players should not go up into the stands trying to fight fans.
Yeah, under any circumstance.
Yeah,
that's really, you take the higher ground.
Right. Now, once homeboy showed up on the floor, I mean, protect your neck.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, I don't know. I've already told you all about it, but I do recommend you watch it. It's a cool documentary. Like I said, you can't really spoil a documentary
No.
because it's already happened.
It's history.
Exactly.
It's just perspective on history, and honestly, the narrative hasn't been told in the same perspective. So
Right.
it is worth a watch if you know
Yeah.
the story, but you want to hear a different take on it because you get more detail than I would have ever imagined just watching this game on ESPN and then the next day watching the talking heads complain about it.
Right. Well, I can say this, though. What I learned from the documentary is that Ron Artest is a very emotionally unstable person. Like, I don't know about now, but at least, I don't know. They were interviewing him as who he is now, Meta World Peace, okay? And dude still seems to be a little edgy, maybe is a good word.
Yeah, I remember as a Laker fan, I remember whenever he was on the team with Kobe, it felt like Kobe could kind of rein him in whenever he would get wild and crazy like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like Reggie did a good job of doing that when he was on the court in game.
Right.
Like if Reggie was suited up, I don't think any of this ever would have happened
No, I don't think so either. I think it would have been de-escalated fairly quickly.
on the court before Ron ever got to lay on that table.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, like, here's the deal. What caused the whole thing, and here's a different perspective that you never heard on ESPN the day after or anything. Ron Artest did not start that fight. He did not start that fight. He was playing hard-nosed basketball, okay? Pacers had the lead, and a pretty good one. Ben Wallace goes in. No easy layups. Fouls him. He didn't take his legs out from under him. He didn't punch him in the face. He just comes across his arms, fouls him. Makes him take the two shots, right? Well, Ben Wallace turned around, grabbed him by the face, and, like, shoved him into next week.
Yeah, it's
like,
because Ben Wallace knows he can't make a free throw.
Exactly. Yeah. We're going to let him into the Hall of Fame with that 17% free throw percentage. Good, great stuff.
That's impressive.
I feel like we cheapen the Hall of Fame a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You got to let in like 15 people every year. You don't have to. Only if they earn it.
I'm with you with that. I think it should be a little more exclusive, but I think it's reserved for great players. And as bad as I hate to say it, like, it churns my stomach. Like, LeBron James, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. He really does.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good enough ball player.
Giannis? No. He's just skilled. I don't think he's a Hall of
It's
Fame
too
player.
early to tell, yeah.
I'll just disagree with both of you. I think he deserves it. I'm not
Really?
saying like
Already?
Yeah.
If he got injured and his career was done, first game next season, you think he's done enough to earn that Hall of Fame status?
I think so. I mean, me personally, I think so. I mean, this dude has stayed with Milwaukee and has eventually led it to a championship. But I mean, think about it. Like, whatever you have, like your All-Star game, it's Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. You know what I'm saying? He was on the cover of 2K. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this guy has made a name for himself. Now, I understand that none of those things are the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
But we just let Ben Wallace into the Hall of Fame.
You think Kyrie will make it?
I honestly no.
I don't think he should,
I
but
don't.
I
I don't
think he
think
will.
Kyrie. You think he will?
But I don't think he should.
I definitely don't think he should.
See, I did have respect for Ben Wallace as a defender. I thought he was a solid defender. He was a great shot blocker. But what always disappointed me about Ben is he never had anything on the offensive end. He never offered anything, not even as a decoy.
Well, and
he wasn't even that great of an offensive rebounder. He was mostly a defensive rebounder because he was in the middle blocking shots.
yeah, and I don't know, man. I just don't feel like if you have this player who's awesome at defense, I mean, don't get me wrong, then he'll win you championships. But if he's not putting any numbers on the board, I mean, is he really Hall of Fame? You know what I mean? Like, look, I don't know. I always go back to this because it's the easiest comparison to ever make. Obviously, I'm talking about Michael Jordan. Okay? Michael Jordan put the numbers up on offense. Assists, rebounds, points, everything. Defense, he put the numbers on the board.
All defensive.
Yeah, he was a huge defensive player. So
Chris Paul could make it because he's one
I
of the
think
top
Chris
still.
Paul-
Paul
Paul's no
deserves.
doubt
I
Hall
would
of
say
Famer.
Chris Paul deserves the Hall of Fame.
I love Chris Paul.
Oh man, I think Chris Paul's a lot of fun to watch. Hey, but I will say this: I saw another meme, and since we're talking about NBA stuff, I actually saw it today, and the whole reason I even saved it just so I wouldn't mess this up. Give me 1 second here. It says every non-Heat fan, okay, so every other fan who's not a Heat fan, was all smiles when Dirk and Kidd finally won their first ring. Those are two guys that I think deserve to be in the Hall of Fame: Jason Kidd, Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk's not in yet.
I don't think so. Is Dirk in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so. No, yeah. I think
I think he should be in there way over other people.
Nah,
He was great.
Yeah. But no, Dirk Nowitzki deserves to be there. Jason Kidd deserves to be there. In
What
my
about
opinion.
Jason Terry?
Huh?
Jason Terry, the Jet.
No.
What?
No, I'm talking about Jason Kidd.
I asked if you think he should be in there also.
Oh! I thought you. I
The
was
Jet, Jason Terry.
No.
I mean, that'd be like me saying Jason Williams. There's a lot of Jasons in here.
If
Anyway,
they're giving it to some of the people they've given it to, they're going to give it to everybody.
What
that's
about
ever done
James
anything.
Harden, Hall of Fame?
No.
no, absolutely not. That dude is a.
Bogus.
I would say,
Blake
yeah.
Griffin,
Everyone's like, man, his stat back. I'm like, is traveling every
4 steps.
single.
What about Vince Carter?
Vince
Yes,
Carter?
Vince
Vince
Carter,
Carter
Hall of
deserves.
What about
Yeah.
Blake Griffin?
No.
I don't think so, man. Like, I understand he's an OU guy and he's a good,
Super
he's a great,
talented.
Yeah, he's a great ball player.
He was super athletic. Now it's kind of.
Well, you know,
He
he's
got. I think he had.
He
like
got the
an
Kardashians
injury.
and the Jenners. That happens to the best of them.
He went out west.
yeah. Well, and guess what? It's going to happen to another great. Travis Barker is with one of the Kardashians now. So
Who's
oh,
that?
no.
Travis Barker,
Drummer for Blink.
he doesn't know what Blink is.
I Blink 182.
Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
good for you. Look at
He
you.
knows not Tom.
Yeah, it's not Tom. Yeah, that's not Tom. Whoops. All right. Well, anyway, that's my take on Malice at the Palace. It was a cool documentary. You should check it out. They got other ones, Untold. There's another one about like I don't know, like a minor league, I guess you'd say, hockey team out of Connecticut. Connections with the mob, all this kind of stuff. It was a cool one too.
They're good documentaries.
On
They're
Netflix?
worth watching.
Yeah, on Netflix.
on Netflix.
I'll
Look
watch
up,
that someday.
the first ones you need to look up are, of course, Malice at the Palace, and then the other one's called Crime and Penalties.
How many episodes does Malice at the Palace have?
Just one.
Oh, just
They're-
one.
Yeah, they're just
It's like an hour and a half.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like the ESPN 30 for 30s.
Okay.
just longer.
I never watched the Jordan one, like the 6th episode one.
Oh, the
Last
Last
Dance?
Dance.
Never
That's a
watched it.
good one.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
I heard it made Jordan look bad.
No, well, it made Michael Jordan look bad to people who didn't already understand what Michael Jordan
and
was.
how competitive that man is.
Yeah, you know,
And that's-
like if you're really a Bulls fan, if you're really a MJ fan, this didn't surprise you. You were like, everyone's like, it makes him look really bad. So I was like, crap, man. Like, what was he like beating people up besides Steve Kerr? We already knew about that one, you know.
Yeah,
and
Steve Kerr will tell you that one.
why I took
Steve
it
Kerr's
personal.
like,
He wears that one like a badge of honor.
I got punched in the face by Michael Jordan. I'm like, Steve, did you hit him back? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, all right, well, great. Then yeah, go for it, Steve. And what are you, 5'7"? That's cool. You played professional basketball? All right, that's cool.
He's clear.
Yeah. Larry's not white. Larry's clear.
He is.
All right. Well, that's my take on basketball. So, you know, things and stuff and things. All right. So anyway, everyone, thank you for sticking around with us for as long as you have. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode and you'll enjoy the next one and the next one and the next one, so on and so forth. Please do us a favor and find us on social media. And I'm just going to start calling people out, I guess, and seeing if they'll send us a message. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, you. I'm kidding. Anyway, reach out to us on social media and give us your input on things that we've talked about. Give us suggestions for things you'd like to hear talked about, and so on and so forth. Yay for us. Go on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. Download us.
Stitcher now.
I'm so sorry. What?
We're on Stitcher now too.
What is
another podcasting platform? Stitcher.
Okay, we're also on something called Stitcher, I'm being told, and that's a thing. So look us up there too. Subscribe, download, all that good stuff. Appreciate everybody so much. And from all of us here at the Hoot Hob Show, we bid you good night.